see what we do. But Spider-Man is really fucking nice.
Yeah, I will be playing it. As soon as I eventually get a PS5, it'll be the first thing I play. It'll be the only thing I kind of want to play. I mean, Demon Souls maybe, and then I can't think of any more.
That's the only reason I wanted one, and I was like, I'll just pay for because it's £50 for the normal Miles Morales, which is stupid because it's a short game. Like you can tell by playing it that it's essentially like a glorified
where
DLC.
you are, yeah.
Like it's sort of a middle thing. It's like Uncharted Lost Legacy in terms of like how much is in there.
Right,
It's not a full Uncharted game, but it's like one of those things.
No, it's more sufficient than
I like the gameplay.
Some of the DLC, yeah.
I like how sort of his moves aren't perfect like Peter's. They're not perfected. They're a bit janky because he's obviously still young and learning the ropes.
I've seen the animations when you swing in midair and he sort of casually falls in the air and he sort of does flips and stuff like Miles. You can tell he's a newbie. He's not just Peter Parker gracefully soaring through the air as he jumps from the webs
the swing
and stuff.
Mechanics. You know, like did you play the older Spider-Man games?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Spider-Man 2. And the original one.
Oh yeah. Spider-Man 2's
Ironically, the one with the best swinging mechanic is Amazing Spider-Man 2, because it was a trigger was each web.
Yeah, each thing. Yeah.
Nice. But I like how this is. It's basically you can swing anywhere, but like going through Central Park's a lot more difficult because you're a lot lower because there's obviously less buildings around, so you automatically sort of like drop a bit. But it's all about the timing and building up the speed. And that's good.
Okay.
I couldn't swing for shit for like the first 15-20 minutes. But it's just getting into it, and then it's the timing. So you literally have to right trigger to swing, and then just as you're coming off your swing, then you let go of it and then shoot a new web.
Yeah.
So it's like that. It's good. It makes me want to play the other ones. Oh, by the way, hello everyone, because we're just gonna jump right into this.
Yeah, hi.
We talk about Spider-Man games because it's fun, because they are good. I did do the test. I'll see if I can work out the problems and then stream that, and then I'll probably do a full thing of like from the remastered through it, and then Miles Morales or whatever order people want it in, stuff like that, and then put like sort of like the highlights out on the YouTube bit. See how we go from there.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. The pilot episode of another, hopefully, series of some kind that we'll do.
Yeah, and then we can get back into it when we're allowed in the same room, hopefully next month and a bit.
Yeah, fingers crossed, please.
We don't want to get 2 months today, isn't it? 17th of
Shit, yeah. Oh, 8 weeks exactly, roughly. 8 weeks.
8 weeks until I can swing in your arms like a baby. You can hold me.
And then
like
pizza
Colossus
time.
Holds Deadpool at the end of Deadpool 2. And I'll stroke your face.
No, I could just be the one from X-Men, the last stand, just say nothing. I could just be the X-Men 3 Colossus and just say nothing. He just stands there, doesn't say anything.
Big CGI superhero fight coming up. This is episode 141, I think, and I'm definitely going to write the descriptions for these ones.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I'm doing it and then forget, because my laptop was on the fucking fritz, because like doing one of them, it was rendering and then it was failing, then there was a whole thing. So now I've basically had to move the saved files into the external hard drive. So that was fun.
Right.
Doing the last episode, that was good.
Right.
But that's all fixed. So today, because I'm off, and we'll actually get to record early when we do this, which is nice, because then we get to get on with our lives.
Yeah. Handy.
While it's rendering, I'll write the descriptions for the other ones and make sure everything's looking good, and then we'll
all in sync. Yeah.
If I get time, I can work on, because I'm off next week, so I want to have everything fixed so I can sort of stream next week or the week after. Not the week after, but the week after that. So I've got like a week, back for a week, and then off for a week on my birthday.
All right. Oh shit! I forget that's coming up soon, isn't it? I forget that.
Still need to sort out your presents with Matt, because he had his vaccine yesterday, so he's feeling a bit worse for wear today.
All right, I heard he had his axe swing. I was thinking,
Yeah, he
what?
had his axe
Swung an
swing.
axe?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an axe swing. But
He's the lumberjack.
okay, good on him. He's the lumberjack, the
I had
woodsman.
mine Thursday, so
I'm the woodsman,
that was okay.
you're.
And then I had
Yeah.
I had 3 days.
Did you get anything the day after? Did you feel rough the day after?
I felt I don't know if it was like similar with you. Like I just felt like hungover, but I hadn't been out. Like I was just sort of like knackered.
Yeah.
Just sort of
Did
like,
you get random aches in your body, like random pains and stuff?
I was getting an ache in the
arm.
arm
The arm that you had it. Oh, you didn't. Oh, the one that I had the jab in was the one that was hurting more.
It was.
But...
It's still a bit like if I poke it like there, because obviously I'm left-handed.
Yeah, you can still feel it.
So she was like,
"Yes,
are you left or right-handed?" I was like, left. She was like, "So you want it in your right arm?" Then I was like, preferably.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Bless
preferably.
them,
Yeah.
I only get 6 minutes with every single person they got to do. So he was like, make conversation,
6 minutes.
Wipe the seat down, bye-bye. But no, that was good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah,
we as a whole, as a team, we're 50% of the way there.
We're almost secure as a unit, as a family.
Yeah. But yeah, just because I had the Friday, because so Saturday was a day. Excuse us while we talk about our personal life. Because Saturday was a day's allocated holiday. I got it on the Thursday night, and my manager given me the Friday and the Sunday as my days off, so I had like sort of time to recover. It was only Friday that I felt sort of like just fucking knackered, and then like
really kind of odd. Yeah, odd.
Saturday I was alright. By then it was like, yeah, I'm fine. My arm's a little bit achy, but I was still, just getting on with stuff.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mainly because we had an IKEA delivery on the Saturday morning, so that was fun. So I had to build that. But then it means now that I have a place properly for the Xbox and the PlayStation, it's just over there, and then I need to buy longer HDMIs and run them under the floor and up the back of the telly. So that's good.
Oh, well, good. Yeah.
Redecorated.
Sounds like you got it all sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't like it.
Yes.
Don't like it.
But yeah, that was me. What's going on with you, man? You okay?
I mean, season 8 it's a nice set, isn't it?
I started watching the Behind the Sofas, and I was like, I need to actually get stuff done, so I'm going to have to... I might whack them on in the background while I'm editing this. Like, finish them off. Man, Sacha Dhawan and Angie are fucking cute, aren't they? Oh my god. They are so cute together. It's weird that's Rani and the Master. It's just like... strange.
I know, exactly.
It's nice watching him watch Delgado, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can see where he got some of his inspiration from, because that's what I like about Dhawan's Master. They definitely reference some of his earlier stuff, with the tissue compression and everything.
Sacha Dhawan. He's evil.
Dhawan.
Oh, but no, it's good. Oh, man. It's such a good... I think, for me... Poetry-wise, I think that's my favourite season. Like, people complain that there's too much Master, but I like how he sort of is like the Moriarty for this season, because that's originally what he was, wasn't it? Sort of just like a figurehead for the Poetry Doctor.
Yeah.
But it's so good. There's good stories in there.
And he was meant to be killed off in the final Pertwee story. I think it was something, the long game, which then turned into Planet of the Spiders, because Delgado passed before they even began to film it and write it.
And that was part of the reason why he sort of left, because he'd like lost Roger, like everyone, like fucking Katie Manning and that were leaving, like and it was going back into the more spacey elements, and like the unit family was sort of getting broken up, and that's when he sort of went, I think I'm
disbanded.
Done.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's such a good season. Like 7's good, but I think, ironically, even though some of the stories are way too long, it's too short.
Yeah, way too.
Like
season 7 is too short. It is, isn't it?
Fucking dull.
Yeah.
But like you got Inferno, like Spearhead from Space is amazing. Probably second favourite first story for a Doctor behind.
And that's the only 4-parter. That's the only short story.
That is.
It's the only short story in that season as well.
It's just.
But yeah, no, it's probably debut episodes. It's probably behind 11th Hour. It's in the top section, top 3, top 5, like of the all-time greats.
I think so. Yeah, it's really good, and the Doctor's got a tattoo, and that's fun. Season 10's good.
Yeah,
season 10.
It's canon.
It feels a bit.
Yeah, it's fun.
Feels
It's
a bit
fun.
sort of
Yeah,
like
season 10 is fun.
It feels like a victory lap for Pertwee, like a year early. It's a bit like, let's, we're celebrating the show, we're celebrating all this stuff, and we probably should end it here. And then it's like,
no regeneration. No regeneration. Yeah,
11's all right. Yeah. It gave us Sarah Jane, which we will forever be thankful for.
Dear Sarah Jane. I mean, Time Warrior. It gave us the Sontarans, so I mean, I'm eternally grateful for that. It gave us the Sontarans.
And you know what? Yeah, we'll get them back in Series 13. That's the main thing.
Yeah, it's news.
Yes, so, fuck off. Updating the thing. Shall we get into the thing we do, which is we talk about things that happened, or may be happening, or have already happened?
Something that would have happened for the viewers 3 days ago, but for us it's happening tomorrow, is the Zack Snyder cut of rumours and of 4 years of talking. The social media movement it's happening tomorrow, but for you guys it would have happened 3 days ago, and I probably would have watched it Saturday night. And then next episode, whether you watch it, George, or not, I'll be here to give you some sort of thoughts on it. Because
cool. You give us the thoughts.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't care.
You won't watch it.
No.
Yeah, you won't watch it. No.
Why are they bowing to a man who's just like causing fucking aggravation and getting people to be horrible? Like, people who love the Snyder Cut for some unknown reason and have always wanted it are fucking horrible online. So, and they're rewarding them with what they wanted. So I hope it wasn't a waste of like 4 years for everyone that campaigned and was horrible to people online, because that'd be a real shame if you wasted your fucking life doing that.
Only you get nothing. And the thing is, will we get nothing after this anyway? Snyder's keeps reiterating that we ain't going to get nothing else after this anyway, so it'd be even more of a dud. We ain't going to get any. It'll be even more of a dud if it turns out to be a load of pants for the people that were campaigning. So,
and then stuff like Wonder Woman's been drawn from the real canon, isn't it? Like Zack's canon. So
yeah, the real canon.
I don't know.
And then will he direct Wonder Woman 3? There's been that floating around this week as well.
Really?
Supposedly, yeah, because he's wrote the script for both of the films. Yeah, Patty Jenkinson's directed both installments so far. They're all saying Snyder could, because I think Patty said something recently where they're saying and Snyder's kind of just, I don't know. People are saying Snyder could direct it. I don't know. It was floating around this week. I saw, and it could be taken in a more darker direction after the mixed reception to 1984. They could go more Snyder vision. I don't know. I don't know how that will fix it. But again, once I see 1984, I'll be the judge of that myself, because that's the beauty of film. We all just take it as individuals. You either love it or you hate it. It is all opinion.
Some people find things they love in films. Some people hate things in films they love. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful thing about it. But I hope you...
That's out. The home media releases for Wonder Woman is out like the end of this month, the 26th, I want to say. I think. So that'll be the time where I'll just finally watch it and just see what on earth
you can give us a full rundown review of it.
What on earth happened to it?
What happened to Wonder Woman? Yeah, so you can watch that. I won't, because fuck it, because it's been hot. Like,
would you even watch Wonder Woman? Would you watch 1984?
I watch 1984.
Stay away from Snyder Cut.
I have no love nor interest in the Justice League Snyder Cut, because the film was bland.
I don't blame you.
If it had come round in better circumstances, maybe. I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm not about bullying people into getting a thing and then charging extra money for it by having it on a streaming service. So, we'll see.
No.
But I hope everyone likes it that wanted it, because it'd be a real shame. Do you know that Suicide Squad 2 is meant to be Deathstroke versus Deadshot?
I know. I was literally just going to say that as well. That would have been excellent. That would have been cool. That would have been great.
But neither of them are in the Suicide Squad.
No.
If that is its real
name. The Guardian Squad. The Suicide Squad of the Galaxy.
See, the thing, just to reiterate, we love these characters and we want to love all these movies and things that come out of it.
Oh, well, that's just most movies in general. We want any movie that we've got any curiosity / interest in. We want to go into a cinema. We want to go to a movie and like it. We don't want to go into something hating it.
You never. No.
We want to at least walk out of anything we're interested in.
I didn't want to go into
be
Little and
entertained by
laugh
it.
the whole time because it was shit.
Exactly. I just wanted to walk in and not laugh at all. I wanted to be serious. I didn't want to laugh at animals. Nah.
Do you know what I did?
But that was an exception.
A movie that we sort of are not fond of, Rise of Skywalker.
Oh.
I watched a bit
Oh
of it
dear,
yesterday,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, it's just such a shame.
It is a shame.
I just watch it and I
It
think,
is a shame.
why?
Yeah. There was a meme floating around. I don't know if I did share it or not, but I think it was when Poe and Finn say, "Oh, Palpatine somehow returned," and then the bottom half was, I think it was either Agatha or something to do with WandaVision, and it was like
verification.
Yeah, I request a liberation. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Watching that movie, it's like the start of it. It's like, oh my god, this would have been so good if any of it mattered.
I know.
And the fact that they're the three friends, but like this is the first time we've seen them all interact together and go on an adventure together. But hey, I'm not J.J. Abrams, and I'm not, backing up against everything that. Whether you like Last Jedi or not, why are you gonna backtrack on what Rian Johnson did?
Exactly, because that was the main problem. Last Jedi sort of backtracked Force Awakens, and then Rise was backtracked the middle film. So we didn't even get a middle film. It was just a beginning, then another beginning by another director, and then we got the returning director who then just did his middle and then shoved into one.
I would have rather JJ had done all of them, because then we would at least maybe got a cohesion thing. I know he loves a fucking mystery box. But, keep looking, keep waiting, and it's a really shit. I got on record saying like how much I love Last Jedi is probably up there in one of my favourite Star Wars films. Like Empire Strikes Back, New Hope. It's probably Last Jedi above Return.
That high. Jeez, okay, top three.
As good as the original trilogy is, I think just having that thing of, it could be anyone. Anyone can have the Force. You don't have to be related to these three families to be in part of this world.
True,
and then it was like, joking, Palpatine had sex, and then he had a grandkid. It's like, cool. That was fun.
Who would want to shag that first of all? Who would want to shag that first of all?
You pay the price for your lack of foreplay. But I am. One day. It was another Palpatine meeting. So one day I have kids. Was it? Yeah, basically saying like we want to like every movie. Like there's DC movies I do like. Like the Dark Knight trilogy is amazing. Like Man of Steel is
Shazam's amazing.
Shazam in terms of the DC.
Shazam is amazing.
The best fucking thing they've done, and it's big with superpowers, and it's
exactly.
Great. Birds of Prey is really fun and interesting, and really once it detaches itself from the Suicide Squad enough, you're like, this is great, and Margot Robbie should absolutely be playing this character. Aquaman.
The two Michael Keaton Batmen who are going back to the old school.
Batman Forever with Val Kilmer is probably really good. Like, it's really good. I enjoy it. Like, Batman and Robin is shit, but there's a reason they got that film because everyone loved Batman Forever, and Val Kilmer's not terrible. Like, the film's not. Like,
no, he's the forgotten one. He is truly the forgotten Batman.
It's fun. It should have been Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, but we'll get past that because he eventually got to do that in Lego Batman.
Exactly, rightfully so.
Christopher Reeve Superman films. The two Christopher Reeve Superman films he did are great, and nothing else.
The two Christopher Reeves, yes.
Superman
Wasn't there? Didn't he have a half son, and Kevin Spacey was Lex Luthor? Like, wasn't that in that timeline, or was Superman Returns its own thing? I don't know. Was Superman Returns in its own little bubble?
They wouldn't cast a well-known child molester as one of the world's greatest villains because he can just play one because he is.
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg. Oh, I thought that was years later.
But yeah, so we want to like these movies. We like some of them, but don't know. Justice League was so like when you compare it to Avengers, it's very
just awful.
It's rushed. The whole system's rushed.
I don't remember the movie. I don't remember it. That's the thing that about it. I don't remember it.
I remember Aquaman saying, "This is a bet. I dig it."
Yes, that
Aquaman
line,
is on
and then
Prime as
I
well.
saw, the clip of the Flash where he doesn't want to fight, and he's like, I'm scared, Batman." Like he says something like, I don't go in to fight people. Yeah, it's that scene, I think, that he's like, no, I'm not going to go in there and help. Like I'm scared. It's like, no, you're not. You're the fastest man alive, for God's sake. Like, what are you doing?
I'm Barry Allen, the fastest Barry Allen. This season, I'm running faster than Barry Allen.
Barry Allen.
No, yeah. What are we saying? Fuck it.
Watch
Snyder Cut.
One thing I did rewatch.
Fuck.
But watch Age of Ultron. Watch Age of Ultron if you haven't seen it. I've rewatched that last night in preparation for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which again we'll get onto a bit anyway. But just on its own, ignoring the weight of the MCU, what came before, but also kind of a nod to WandaVision because of the whole Quicksilver malarkey. I miss Aaron Taylor. I really do miss him. I'm gutted he wasn't in WandaVision.
Well, they said there still will be.
I'm just gutted.
There will be payoff for that, possibly in the future. More likely in Doctor Strange.
Yes.
And you see that Matt Shackman also said that, just because Evan Peters being in it went nowhere doesn't mean they won't actually do it for real, which is everyone like sharing the meme of Hawkeye saying, "Don't do that. Don't give me hope."
Yeah. And then we also found out, he said, the missing witness from Jimmy Woo's episode 4, they said that will be followed on more, because even I was thinking from the finale, thinking, weren't they going to do something with the witness? Wasn't it meant to be John Krasinski? So maybe there could be a slim chance that John Krasinski might appear, or anyone, whoever the witness is going to be, or maybe it will just be Quicksilver for real this time. Maybe. But again, that's in the future.
No, that is a good point. Will bring us on to the fact that the rumoured Silver Surfer actor teases cut Infinity War scene that may resurface again in the future.
I forgot about
that. Kirk Clendenin hints that he may have actually shot his Silver Surfer scene for Avengers Endgame and may get reused in another future MCU project, which we hope, because obviously Silver Surfer is the one that comes to Earth to warn about Thanos, and they sort of made that into Hulk just because it was let's not reintroduce a character we've seen before and establish him in this continuity just to deliver a message. It would have been
cool. That would have been a bit shafted. It would have been cool, but if he was just the messenger boy, then no. He's got to be a big deal when he arrives. That's the thing. All the characters going forward that we haven't had in this universe, like as much as we all kind of Secret Invasion, we've got the Skrulls, we've got Kang the Conqueror coming, we've got Galactus possibly coming, we've got all these big things. They can't just have one after the other. Like as soon as Secret Invasion's over, I'd like to think that the Skrulls will then be done. So then we can then see the next big bad, as opposed to just them appearing in one movie each in the next 10 years, or 2 years even. Sorry.
I like the idea of the Skrulls sort of just being a thing, almost like maybe like an army that can be like they can work on their own as a threat, and the fact that there's different, not all of us are bad. That's established in Captain Marvel, which was a nice change of status quo that people hated because there was a woman superhero, and Brie Larson could come across as a bit of a dickhead, but so can everyone. But talking of Secret Invasion, you bring on a good point. You share the fact that Kingsley Ben-Adir has been cast as the main villain for the Secret Invasion series.
Not that I know who that person was. Saying that, I felt like I recognised the person, but I didn't Google the person. But the villain. But again, the villain is just the villain. We don't know who it is. It's just the villain.
We'll obviously learn more about this as it comes on, because this is the 7th something show, because there'll be that, then
because we've got the
main four, the
Falcon number 2,
and
Loki, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and then there's another one, right? Miss Marvel. I don't know if I did mention that. Yeah, Miss Marvel, and then Secret Invasion, I guess.
Yeah.
And in film-wise, would have had Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, Thor. There's one more. Can't think. But it goes on forever. Yeah, Doctor Strange, there you go, that's the big one. Spider-Man 3, it goes on forever. That's way down the line.
It goes on and on and on.
Forever.
Be interested, because I feel like that's maybe going to be sort of a lead into Captain Marvel 2. because I feel like if we're going to get then Nick Fury meeting fucking Monica Rambeau, then it would be
Monica,
in that as opposed to just in Captain Marvel, because that would sort of maybe like give her a thing to sort of warm her up for then Captain Marvel to come back.
Exactly.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang
on. So. Oh yes. Totally forgot. The Clone Wars, guys. April the 2nd. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is coming through George's Amazon parcel right now. Coming April the 2nd through Amazon.
I'm excited about this OG thing.
I totally forgot. Yes, I saw it late last night, and we're getting the Ewok seasons, or the Ewok films from the mid '80s. We're getting a bit of the holiday special where Boba Fett gets introduced. We're not getting the whole thing.
Oh, we're only getting the animated
segment. The Boba Fett segment.
Wow.
I think, or it's a Chewbacca. It's something to do with Chewbacca, and that's the scene where Boba Fett makes his first appearance.
So we're not going to see Chewie's like grandfather masturbating over holographic porn. That's good.
No, George, it's family content. It's family content.
We're not family content.
But the original Clone Wars, I'm kind of excited about that. The original Clone Wars I never saw back in the day.
I think
sort of hand-drawn
pieces, because I think it was at Cartoon Network back in like original.
Yeah. It's like anime sort of drawn, comic book sketched, as opposed to CGI like plastic animation.
It's what introduced General Grievous, wasn't it? Before the.
Yes, it was. Yes.
In fucking Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
General Kenobi. Sorry everyone, I'm just opening a parcel that should help me stream better. Focus more, enjoy more.
Dun.
There you go. Ha.
Oh, is that HDMI, your extension thing?
So it's a USB-C to USB-C, so then I can run, technically, the capture card straight into it. So I'll give that a go after I've edited this thing.
I forgot how. Well, I didn't forget, but again, going back to rewatching stuff. So Age of Ultron last night was brilliant, and again, I remember you saying you preferred it to the original, 2012 Avengers. I think I get why.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron, I can't sleep on it now. It's a good movie. Like, it's out of all the other movies, I'd say it's the one that is just kind of there for me. But on rewatching it last night, I was only expecting to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier scenes. Like, I wasn't planning to watch the whole thing. I didn't finish it till late last night, and I was like, you know what? I'm actually glad I watched that. But I also did rewatch Winter Soldier, and oh my god, every time put Winter Soldier on, it's just
it's amazing.
It's the perfect action movie. For me, it's the perfect action movie. Non-stop. It's just, there's no real, there's bits of comedy, at the appropriate times. There's no sort of, down moment. It's just constant mystery, action, and just thrills from start to finish. It's just how to do a proper thriller, as opposed to just being another Marvel film.
No, yeah, I do. Winter Soldier is definitely my favourite. Because it's, I know
perfect. I can't fault it, really.
The Marvel World Cup came out different than Guardians of the Galaxy one. But that's just because you can't just give it to the crescendo. You have to give it to those ones that build story, and Winter Soldier just does so much for the MCU as a whole.
Yeah. World-building expansions as well. Yeah, it drove it forward. Because, the couple films, Iron Man 3 was just Iron Man related. 4 was just Thor related. But then this one had real-world implications. We had freaking S.H.I.E.L.D. disbanding. We had Hydra being revealed to be this huge, shady organisation from the get-go. Kind of like how the Skrulls hopefully will be seeded when we get to Secret Invasion. It will be like a holy shit moment of, oh my god, that person was evil the whole time. That person was an alien. It hopefully have that same sort of effect and implication going forward. It just changed the game, really. The whole implications for the world. It changed things going forward. Captain America didn't know who to trust the whole time. He wasn't even sure about Black Widow. I mean, we all like Black Widow, but even she came across a bit.
Thing, I was so good. You can't fault it. It was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. I can't fault it. No, I genuinely can't find nothing to nitpick. I'm just like, no, that happened, and thank fuck it did. When I'm not saying the MCU would have continued on strongly from For the Dark World and Iron Man 3, but I think it would have been if more iffy grounds. I think it would have lost some audience members if we were just stuck with Iron Man 3 and For the Dark World. I mean, Guardians would have brought people in regardless, because that movie turned out to be a huge success anyway. But we needed some real world action movie, and thank fuck that was Captain America.
It was, and it was fantastic. So we're going to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier, obviously, because that seems like a good point to segue into.
Oh, absolutely.
As I just let this cat out of the room. So obviously this Friday it will have happened. You'll have watched it, but obviously for us it's preemptive, so we won't be talking about it till next week.
Not just yet.
Make sure you get your stuff in if you want us to talk about it. Obviously we will, but like anything you want to say, usually get into another contact@gmail.com. Predictions for the six episodes. Is it 6 45-minute episodes?
Yeah, 6 episodes, 6 50 minutes. Yeah, so 50 minutes.
Yeah,
6 minutes. It's 6 minutes. So 56-minute episode. Imagine 50 episodes, they're all 6 minutes. Exactly. Yeah.
So we're going to be getting...
That'd be awful.
Shy of... What, like 5.5 hours-ish?
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. Let's go with that.
Let me just quickly do the math. So what are you expecting or hoping for in Falcon and Winter Soldier? Because we always get this right.
300 minutes. Sorry, yeah. I've just Googled it. 300 minutes. 300 minutes, which, I don't know. Let's Google 300 minutes
in
hours. Yeah, there we go. 5 hours. Precisely 5 hours. Precisely 5 hours. But yeah. So what are we getting in 5 hours worth of story?
We're getting Zemo.
Well, reports have been saying there's so many. Well, yeah, he's the main villain throughout. Daniel Daniel Brew. Daniel Brew. Oh, okay. I thought it was Daniel Brew, but with an L. Iron Brew, but with an L. With an umlaut, yeah. He's the main baddie throughout, reprising his role from Civil War, except now he's Baron Zemo because he's now getting his purple classic get-up from the costumes. From the Masters of Evil, is that if this, but early predictions, we haven't even seen any footage of it yet, but is that a thing going forward? Will we get the Masters of Evil?
I mean, I'm cool for it. That'd be nice. I'm not going to say no.
I don't know, that just makes me think we might get more to any of that. The girl from the trailer with the mask, like the black mask and the red, that's meant to be a character from the comic or some group. I want to say someone like Vigilante. I don't know if that the name escapes me at this point, but that's meant to be a nod to someone from the comics.
Yeah.
That's an enemy of Captain America. We're getting US Agent. Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt, is playing the anti-government, the government equivalent to Captain America. But I don't know in the comics if he turns out to be helping. Like, he starts off as an evil version, but then I don't think he then...
He's morally ambiguous in terms of he does it basically for what he's told and what he's paid for, kind of thing. But
does he then, I don't know, go on Cap's team at any point? Do we know, like, loosely? I mean, we're not comic experts at all. I don't know. I mean, I never really heard of US Agent until Marvel Ultimate Alliance when I was younger. But in that game, it's just a skin. It's not a character. It's just a separate skin for Captain America. But he looked cool.
He can be good. He's like Venom in terms of can be an anti-hero, but like he's not predominantly evil. He's just sort of more
a good guy.
What side he finds himself on.
Merc for hire, essentially, but without the mouth.
Essentially, yes.
So yeah, we'll be getting him, even though we haven't seen no footage of him at all. Oh, damn. That's the post I'll be using for the story. I don't want to use that image. Even though it's weird, because you haven't seen any of him apart from high-fiving some person on the baseball stage. We haven't seen nothing of him.
Like a cheerleader, like when he's coming on, and it's like, But I'm excited to see what they do with him, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be the evil Captain America, shall we say, of this story. He'll be the White Vision.
Do you think he's not going to be a big troll?
He'll be the White Vision of Falcon Winter Soldier.
Do you think he's a big troll?
No,
do you not think he'll be a troll? Because that's why we haven't seen any of him. He'll just be a troll. He'll get killed off in that scene. He'll high five that person on stage and he'll get killed off.
It'd be brave if
he would be.
Yeah. That would be quite a sort of political statement. From
to send a message, perhaps. To send a message, yeah.
From Baron Zemo and his team.
I'm
trying to think of what it is.
I don't know. I keep reading reports saying as well that this show will tie into future projects. Of course, they're not saying which ones yet. So the fact that it could have implications after this show, although after the confusing, wonderful mindfuck that was WandaVision, we're hoping for a more simple, straight action, kind of simpler story to follow. But I mean, if it turns into, oh, there's a person with claws over there, and oh, there's a girl that can't touch people, i.e. X-Men, is that going to be on the cards at all from that headline? I don't know.
I'm not against it.
I don't know. I just want Anthony Mackie and Stan to just get there, like Wanda and Elizabeth did, Wanda and Vision did. I just want them to have their hurrah.
Moment, yeah. I want to like Sam Wilson.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like him best in Winter Soldier when he is part of the story and useful, not when he becomes...
Oh, he's so effective in Winter Soldier, yeah.
Captain America ass kisser. Like, I do this because Steve does it.
Essentially, yeah.
We've got that with Bucky, and maybe, like you say, having Cap out of the equation, because the first episode is rumoured to be titled Rest in Peace, Cap. Whether it's the past...
Rest in Peace, Cap, yeah.
Old man Steve has actually passed away and it's his funeral, or whether, he's fully just gone it's up to you now. I'm, just going to live my life and do whatever. Because I assume we'll get at least one, cameo from Chris Evans.
I like to think Old Man Steve,
flashback,
I like to think.
Or Old Man Steve, which would be nice.
It could be
close it out.
Like you say, it could be an extension of the Endgame scene. It could be the repeat of the Endgame, but with an extended few minutes, a couple minutes or something. It could be an extension from that, maybe. I don't know. If that's... I'm trying to think where it cut off. If you could fit another scene in there.
Possibly, yeah.
As opposed to just him coming back and going, "Hey, Falcon, you been looking after my shield?"
Yeah, it's yours. But no, I do look forward to that. I look forward to seeing how him and Bucky cope without Steve being there to sort of corral them together. Like what they actually are like. Whether they actually like each other.
Yeah.
That would be
because even that, both characters have been in different films, obviously, part of the MCU, but we have not had any real Bucky and Falcon conversation. Like, this is literally their first
apart from the airport scene
piece together.
They've not really actively been together.
They've had zero interaction with each other. No. Zero interaction, no. Because they are just Cap's B team. They were, rather, Cap's B team. But now they're the A team.
Yeah.
They're the A team.
So we'll have to see how they get on, and I think a lot of it will be... Because there's a thing that apparently it was going to be, they did not want it to take when it was giving it the shield to Bucky. Obviously, Bucky's not stable, and Sam's a pure man, and hasn't been influenced by Hydra, so that, that makes sense. And also, you're going to get better representation, which is important in a mainstream superhero franchise, and it's nice for the world to
of course, and that is the key thing about this phase so far.
Have a Cap
and Bucky, slightly different incarnation.
Is he going to go by the White Wolf? Who knows? He's had a haircut. He's still got the new arm from Wakanda.
Oh yeah, I've totally forgot about that. Yes, yeah.
I'm looking forward to Zemo and how Sharon Carter gets involved in it. Sort of essentially wrapping up the loose ends of the Winter Soldier Civil War storyline and taking us, like you say, into this new phase and what's actually going on in the present, because we've been stuck in an alternate reality for 9 weeks.
But speaking of the present, we also know it's set 6 months after the blip, and obviously the show will explore again the real world implications of people disappearing for 5 years and them coming back into the new society, because obviously something like that is going to have ramifications for the rest of all the Marvel going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But where we knew WandaVision was set like 3 weeks after Endgame, like for Wanda it was like 9-ish days because she died and came back. This is going to be full on 6 months. There's a gap between WandaVision and this. So again, I don't know, something to just take note of, I guess. It's not going to be like a week after Endgame. It's 6 months. So there's going to be some real world implications. You might get news reports and stuff of things that might have changed. Maybe blipped people or people that died in the blip and come back are in another part of the world. And
how
don't know.
Long is
I've read that somewhere.
Far From Home after Endgame?
Yeah, that's another. Okay, I totally forgot about Far From Home. It might be. I don't know. I totally forgot about Far From Home. I want to say like 3 months. I don't know. I think Falcon and Winter Soldier should be the latest in the timeline where we're at, like as of now.
8 months.
I like to think. Oh, 8 months.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is another prequel to Far From Home. So this is 6 months. Oh, okay. All right. I'll take that back.
Takes about 8 months after the end of Endgame.
Far From Home is still ahead.
Happens before Peter Parker jets off to Europe, and the same obviously will be with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
With Falcon. Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's new information for us. New information from us that was passed on to you.
So this is 2 months before Spider-Man, so we're not going to have anything
before Far From Home. Yeah.
And then it sort of makes sense in terms of like, because obviously they made the school year start again and then got to the end of it and then obviously had the trip and that. And like I really need this trip though. It nothing major happening because nothing bad really happens until he goes away and is contacted by S.H.I.E.L.D. And the fact that it just allows him those 6 months to like be himself and actually just get back to being a kid and being at school and being with his friends. And obviously the stuff with Cap and Bucky, and it also sort of maybe draws into the thing of like the news report in the school, like because the Avengers even a thing anymore. Like who knows what's going on? Like because maybe there's been like sort of rumblings of disturbances that have been like sorted out by either the government or heroes that aren't really sort of like the main ones, and they're sort of everyone's. I feel like the main thing of this phase is going to be like tossing with the idea of where are the Avengers now and where do we go from here? Sort of like where is the team and where is the world in disarray? And then we build up for another 10 years until Galactus. Disarray
that will then be further escalated due to Doctor Strange's multiverse madness of horror madness stuff. And then from that movie onwards, that will be when all the Avengers scattered around the world will be like, right, we need to assemble to sort of stop this madness. But yeah, multiverse madness might be the like I don't know, the catalyst for them. Wherever these Avengers are at the moment, they might then be like, right, we need to form up and get the band back together again. Maybe,
possibly.
Just thinking like a lot ahead. But yeah.
And it would obviously be nice to see Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie really show us what they've got acting wise and playing new scenarios. Because actually, there's a very, like you said, buddy cop element to the trailer that we got. It seemed fun
though. There was a lot of comedy in it as well.
That little girl kicked your ass. No, and they're both angry at each other, and it seems like Sam's getting a lot more. Like he's going to find his confidence of being the Captain America, because you never get the moment of it hitting him in Endgame, because he's sort of like he gets it and it's just sort of like. And then it's the end of
he gets it literally 5 minutes before the credits. He literally gets it like 2 minutes before the credits. So yeah, he ain't got time to be like, oh wow, oh Steve, I've always wanted to be. Yeah, he can't act like a kid and be like, wow.
Like, sort of, when he's training, like hitting it off the trees, it's sort of like he knows he's got to live up to because the legacy of that shield is complicated.
With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, that sort of moment
We've
for
got
him.
so many Uncle Bens now. We haven't actually had an official one, but we've had Tony die for Peter.
No, we haven't.
We've had Steve die for Sam.
No.
And
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see his journey for him to actually then become the new Captain America and how it is. Because I'm assuming that outfit that he's got in the trailer mainly is the Falcon Captain America crossover thing, and then he's going to get a more Captain America like costume,
accurate costume. Yeah,
by the end of it.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to think. Because like you pointed out, Falcon in the comics, when he does take up the mantle, he has the Falcon costume with the wings and stuff, but it's just more in red, white, and blue. Captain America spirit. Yeah. Whereas, will he have a more grounded Captain America costume, maybe without the wings and red, white, and blue with the shield and typical Captain America look?
I just think that the one he's got on isn't very Captain America. It's more comic accurate.
No,
Falcon.
It is comic accurate. Yeah, very comic accurate. Yeah, but Bucky, it's kind of important to note because Bucky, although being Winter Soldier and doing all those past misdeeds and stuff, and obviously him not having the clear background behind his name, he does take up the mantle in the comics as well. So will this also tackle? Obviously, they will clash over the shield, like we've kind of have seen in trailers over the last couple of weeks. But will we see them taking it in turns? Will it be like a co-op? Will they both represent Captain America? Like, will they both?
Yeah, that's a good
take up the mantle as sort. Yeah,
because mentally, Bucky, I don't think like you see in Endgame, like he's not ready to do that. Like he's been through enough, and I feel like he's sort of almost is like. And
the world wouldn't accept him if we knew he was Captain America. They wouldn't accept him. They wouldn't want none of that.
Yeah, being that, and he's done some horrible stuff, and the Hydra stuff's gone, but he still has to sort of live with that. And for his friend, he's gonna, make sure, like that Sam becomes the best Captain America possible. They should have called it Britain's America's Next Top Captain or something. That's what they should have called the show. That'd have been funny.
Yeah.
But it's also, are we going to get the sort of Steve-esqueness in Bucky? Because now Bucky's the only man out of time.
Yeah.
He's very much in the Steve realm of everyone he knows is dead. Like someone he's his best friend and he's loved him.
Are we going to see him with a? Are we going to see him with a notebook? Are we going to see him with a notebook of things to kind of help him get therapeutic kind of things? But when Steve
has adjusted to life compared to how Steve
but we also like to point out, because much as but you said Bucky about being trapped in time and stuff, and Steve obviously was lost in 2012 at the end of the first Captain America, and then obviously in Avengers he kind of had to just get on with things. Bucky made Steve before he had the serum anyway, so Bucky was like the mentor to Steve's anyway. So now Bucky is in that underdog position, whereas Bucky was always the cool, suave, oh Steve, I've got your back, man. You can do this all day, but I'm here for you if you need me. But whereas he's in the vulnerable position of, like you say, having the Winter Soldier weight behind his name, with a person he don't know, who he feels is replaced because Steve gave him the shield and not Bucky. So there's all of that. He's not mentally in the right place because of, I don't know where he's now at, I guess. Whereas we've always seen Sebastian Stan or Bucky being the top dog, sort of taking Steve, Steve under his wing. Now it's the other way around almost. Except Steve ain't there to sort of pet talk him. He's got to do it himself, essentially.
Fair enough. But yeah, I do. I really look forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier, as I know that you will.
Oh, it's fascinating. Yeah, the Captain America stuff is the reason why I kept watching the MCU, even before I realised what the MCU was. It's just Captain America is the one that kind of made me go, I need to see what happens next, regardless of anyone else. I just needed to know what happened to him. So I am always going to have a soft spot for the Captain America mythology, the mythos. So I'll, day one, absolutely be watching it. I need to watch it.
As shall you, on Disney Plus. Friday. It's already
legally, of course, legally.
Did you watch?
Yeah.
Did
I watch?
As we wrap up, did you watch the assembled documentary on the making of WandaVision?
No, not yet. I have got it on right now. Disney Plus. I've literally got it on the background. I've got it ready to click on.
is.
So no, I haven't just
It's
yet.
really good. You know,
Yes,
like how
is it
sort of
great?
Disney Studios for Mandalorian, like this is great. So it's like one sort of 1 hour episode, and they go into the different bits. They go into the music, the costumes, the writing, the direction. You
Yeah.
see obviously like Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Catherine Hahn, like things like that. Evan Peters as a chat for a bit. Like, and talks about like when I was meeting with Kevin, and he told me like what I was just excited to, because I love the Marvel universe, just excited to be part of it in whatever way I could. And I think it's such a good in-depth behind-the-scenes show, and I like how Disney Plus do that with their TV shows. Their shows, it goes into it,
and like we know that all these shows going forward will have this kind of episode. So if this is the first one really where we're gonna, if you say it's great, then hopefully the rest will live up when we get to the end of those shows. That they'll all have the same sort of standard and all sort of quality, and it'll be fascinating for whatever show we watch to have a good making of episode.
I like that. That's the series is sort of going to be like each episode is going to be like each show. So you're going to have like the next one's going to be Falcon Winter Soldier, then you're going to get a Loki one, and then Hawkeye and Miss Marvel and She-Hulk and Moon Knight's going to be fucking fun.
Everyone. Yeah, Moon Knight will be an interesting one. If that plays out to how we want it to be, Moon Knight will be an interesting little fun one.
Definitely. But no, it's really good. I suggest you watch it as soon as you can, because that's something that I really enjoyed watching this week. Was that, and yeah, but,
okay.
It's not really much else. We got
there isn't
confirmation that Barry Allen's dad won't be in the Snyder Cut. Like the original man who played him won't be.
No. I thought it was in the Flash as well, the Flash movie. I don't know. I thought I read that was in the Flash movie as well.
Yeah, might have been both. I don't know. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he's dropped.
Indiana Jones getting a 4K re-release.
Yeah, it's been confirmed. I can't think of the date. I saw a video on it last night.
June 8th.
Is it June the 8th? Yeah. Yeah. Kind of confirmed. I'm glad about that because that's been kind of floating around forever. And I mean, yeah, he does look gorgeous. That does look nice.
Includes all 4 movies, digital copies, collectible packaging, bonus special features disc. Kind of defunct when they're going to bring out the 5th one, though, isn't it? Because then you'll just have to buy it again.
If we're ever going to get it. If we're going to get it.
I still maintain, like, it was fucking invented like an American James Bond, so why did they never just James Bond it? Like, do the
exactly, I know.
You could have had, like, fucking... Like, Bradley Cooper's always been a name that's been floated about that's, like, yes, that works.
Yeah, he'd be reasonable. Yeah, he would be reasonable.
Because of fucking Jurassic World, but I think that character's very much a cut and paste of an Indiana Jones type, and I think stop supporting a homophobic church, and then maybe you can have those kind of fun jobs. Alden Reich, just for banter, would be like he only gets jobs that Harrison Ford has had, and then so next he'll be in fucking.
I mean, that would be great. That would be funny. That would be great. Both of those would be great. I
mean, I think it could work as that. Like, if you're gonna, because then you can just have it as any piece, like within the time frame. You can like have it right after Last Crusade and have these adventures, and then if you want to see Harrison Ford, you can watch.
Well, they made Young Indy as well, didn't they? Obviously, before all the films. I don't know. You can have a younger-ish teenage Indiana. I don't know how that would work, etc. I don't know. You could kind of refer to that a bit more. I never actually watched any of it, but you think it was good?
It's decent,
yeah.
I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, there's, you got Young Indy, and then like Harrison Ford, like, is in it as the older Indiana Jones, and there's a really old Indiana Jones and fucking shit. I don't know. It gets very sort of lost in itself. But it is good. Like, I think that could have been their franchise of just like, let's think, who's going to be the next Indiana Jones? Because I think the part can live beyond Harrison Ford. I think it can.
Oh, absolutely. But they never took that risk.
Does. It's not just synonymous with him. Like he would be, 99% of people's favourite Indiana Jones. If you got
absolutely.
10, 20, 50 years down the line, and you'd had 5 or 6 different indies, and it was on a level of, you know what, let's franchise a thing in for a genre that we don't really get anymore, which is the action adventure archaeological side of it, and it would be
an adventure movie, an action, whatever you just said, an adventure movie, with one of the absolutely one of the most iconic bits of music ever,
and iconic, it's part of the MCU apparently.
Wait, it is, isn't it? Yes. Yes. I can't remember how, but yes, it is. It is.
In Captain America: First Avenger, and the Red Skull finds the Tesseract in that church, I think it is, isn't it? Like in the Tree of Life in one of the orbits. And it says, like, while the Führer searches, this is happening, the Führer searching for trinkets in the desert. Like a reference to the fucking Ark of the Covenant and shit like that. It's like, oh, wow, yeah. That's just a
interesting
pop culture based
cool
joke. Just like us, we're a pop culture based joke.
But not owned by Disney. I was going to say all owned by Disney, but we're not yet. We're not yet.
Fucking if they want to, more than welcome to buy
Con George coming to Disney Plus. Coming to Disney Plus. 2029. 2029.
Can you imagine? But in the meantime, what you can do is you can make pop culture jokes at us by following us at Pasty Sheep across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to get in contact and email us for this certain podcast and get your questions on the air, you can email us at
the Nerd Bible Contact. Ignore just nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com
for all of your fun inquiries and upper echelons of information. And if you want to catch us soon, twitch.tv/pastysheep, when I finally learn how to fix this fucking laptop.
When he plays some games, and if you did join us Friday as well, you know, by all means you can relive us at some point when you'll edit them onto YouTube. The One Division one you'll edit on YouTube as well.
Yes.
You can relive our unsocial commentary on Twitch or YouTube when it eventually gets uploaded. But if you did join us Friday, thank you. If it didn't happen, then no thank you to Matt or no thank you to George, or either one of you two. No.
Wow, we'll definitely do the finale.
Absolutely. The finale would be great. Finales were fun to react to.
But in the meantime, catch us wherever you can find us, and I'm going to try and see if this makes
on
any
a
difference.
Stick.
So, until next time, it's been a pleasure, and
as always,
we know about the soldiers.
Yes, one way or the other, one episode at a time. And now, stay pasty.